I nearly had a bit of a breakdown because I didn't think my microphone was working, and I thought, oh, the time I do a YouTube video and my microphone doesn't work. Anyway, so I always feel like every time I come on YouTube, I always have to apologise because I can go months without doing a video, and I'll tell you why. Reason why is because remember, we've all been in lockdown, and at the end of the day, my life is the same every damn day. So I just struggle to find content for my YouTube channel, but there are a couple of ideas that I have anyway for my YouTube channel going forward over the next couple of weeks. Obviously we are in lockdown until December. Quite frankly, I think that might be extended. I have no idea. However, this video, I apologise, I'm doing my facial cream on camera, but I do actually want to go through some of the vitamins and stuff that I'm taking, so it does kind of link with the video. So this video is going to be a what I eat in a day video. And again, the reason why I don't do videos like this is simply because when I have a meal plan to follow, it doesn't really change, if I'm honest. If I'm enjoying it, then it won't change. Now, something I do want to bring up actually with regards to meal plan is that quite a few people do say if you're plateauing, which means that you're not seeing any progress, it means that you are plateau, means that you're just on one level, you're not seeing progress. There are things that you can change up to help not avoid the plateau, but get over the plateau. And someone that I saw on Instagram, she said about changing up your food to shock your body. So that's the whole point of getting over a plateau, shock your body, whether it's exercise or food, and then you might see differences. Now, I have to disagree with that. Obviously, every single person is different, and what works for one person won't work for another person. That's the whole point again with coaching. And I am luckily now a qualified PT. I'm doing my nutrition course as well as we speak. So things I'm learning is that not everyone is the same. So a lot of these programs that fitness professionals release on their website and transformations, a lot of them are generalized workouts and meal plans, which it's not a one size fits all approach in my opinion. So when she talked about plateauing and changing up your food to avoid the plateau, I disagree, because I believe, and my coach believes as well, that if something is working for you, there's no need to change it. Now, if I was to plateau in the gym, I would think to myself, am I really plateauing? Am I just not putting the effort in that I was before? Little things like that before you start addressing what to change. And yeah, for me, food, in my opinion, if something's working for you, I wouldn't suggest changing it. Maybe change the quantities of the food, perhaps, but in terms of changing the meals around, unless you're getting bored with the meals, I wouldn't recommend changing it. I'm just going to kickstart with what I have vitamins-wise. Now, this isn't a vitamin because I put it on my face, but CBD cream, because I am actually going to get onto CBD in a minute. With CBD cream, I get this from Holland & Barrett. Actually, all my vitamins I get from Holland & Barrett. So it's just natural products. I'm all about the natural products. I say that and then I go and shove my stomach with chocolate and shit. So, I'm not really one to preach. Anyway, we're all human, right? So I don't wear any makeup still at all. I just let my skin do what it needs to do. I am meant to be going for a dermabrasion. I literally just booked it this morning with someone that I know. That is a bite. I think I bit myself. I'm not exactly going to bite myself in my face, am I? Food supplements, I get this again from Holland & Barrett. I'm not even going to say Holland & Barrett anymore. I've literally just made it clear that everything's from Holland & Barrett. This is the 5%. They say it's the strongest one in there, but as far as I'm aware, the 5% is only 500 milligrams. That's what although it says it contains 1500 milligrams per CBD bottle. Do you know what? I don't know. Anyway, they say it's the strongest one. I used to have it morning and night. I don't really measure it. That's actually quite a bit. I usually have that much. Can you see? And just put it all under my tongue. I don't really count what I'm doing, to be honest. So I let that under my tongue for about a minute and then I swallow it. So my main one is the Well Woman multivitamin gummies because I really struggle for swallowing tablets, but recently, the cod liver oil I have been swallowing. It's not too bad. I just get a little bit panicky when I swallow tablets. It's just really weird, I don't know. So I save that till last. There's actually a method that I do because there's certain things that taste not very nice, so I mix it with that. So I have iron and vitamin C. Then I have high strength zinc. Long story short, I tracked all my vitamins and my food at the time on an app called Chronometer. And with Chronometer, it shows you how much milligrams of each vitamin you're taking and what you could be deficient in. So that's why I've got all of these, because based on my outcome of the app, it showed that I was deficient in so much. So whatever I'm taking, don't take it as like, oh, okay, she's taking that, I need to take that, because it won't do you any favours whatsoever. Then I have cod liver oil. Omega-3s are very important, especially if you don't get any fish in your diet. So I do actually eat fish every day. I eat tuna every day. What I usually do is I haven't been taking magnesium this month. I don't know why. I usually take that because it's powdery, with the vitamin C chewable. So they're both chewable. The magnesium's not designed to be chewable, but I can't swallow it. So with vitamin C, I only learnt this about 4 months ago. If you take more vitamin C, you have to drink more water because it dehydrates you apparently. And then I take this, which has everything in it. So it just has everything. I don't know how well you can see it. Probably not at all. Vitamin B, all your vitamin Bs, B complex, iron, zinc, but not as much zinc as that one. Iodine, riboflavin, that's B2. Vitamin K, vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, copper, selenium, chromium, iodine, everything. I would always recommend taking a good multivitamin. I have this 3 times a day. So 1 in the morning, 1 at lunch, 1 at night, if I remember. Welcome to my kitchen. So my first, I don't really have anything in a particular order. When I go back to work and gym or whatever, I'm meant to have it in more of a specific order because certain foods help me get more energy when I train, even though for me personally, that's what my coach says, but for me, it doesn't matter what food I have when, my energy is the same. I'm just naturally quite a high energetic person, really. Anyway, so my first meal, which I actually really like at the minute, is my turkey bacon rashers. It's high in protein and low in fat. And I have 4 slices. And then I'm meant to have, this is the thing with lockdown, I haven't been having my meals properly. So I'm just showing you what I have on a regular day. You know, it just happens. And I'm meant to have rice or potato with it, but I'm not. I'm having a bacon sandwich. So let me put that in the grill. I grill it. I grill my bacon. Some people tend to pan fry it, and it says that for better results, pan fry, but personally, it's just easy grilling it. And avocado. I'm meant to have 2 avocados a day. Over the lockdown, I haven't been having 2 avocados a day. So with your meals, it's important to get your protein source, your carb source, and a healthy fat source. So with that, I've got the bacon, which is a healthy protein source. Bread, obviously the bread is your carb source, and then your avocado is the healthy fat source. So it's really important to get a good balance of everything in all your meals. Drinks wise, I have been treating myself the last week to a hot chocolate once or twice a day. Not my favourite actually. I thought it was quite good, the Aero, but I think Galaxy is definitely the best one. I've already had one this morning, so I'm not actually going to have another one today, because I also have sugar in it and I just really shouldn't. So I'm just going to stick to water. I was drinking decaf coffee. I stopped drinking caffeine in general, a few months ago now, because I thought it was triggering my panic attacks. But luckily, touch wood, I haven't had any panic attacks in a while. Don't know if it is caffeine related. If I'm being totally honest, I never really used to drink that much coffee. I liked coffee, but sometimes I feel like I was drinking it just because it was a drink. But yeah, I was only having about 2 coffees max, 3 max, but average 2 a day, which in comparison to a lot of people, that's really not a lot of caffeine. So I don't think it was triggering my panic attacks. I think my panic attacks were being caused by just stress, underlying subconscious stress. I actually wanted to do this bit in this bit of the video. There's just not enough content and information to give you that's changed, but it's just a little snippet about being off birth control. It's coming up to 6 months now. I do have a playlist on YouTube, which I'll link in the description. So if you are a female and you do obviously want to look in further about my experience coming off birth control, then I suggest you go and look at those. But just a quick snippet in here, I have not, luckily, had a problem so far coming off birth control. My periods were regular from the start. I was going to show my phone, but my phone's there. I do have an app called Natural Cycles that I use to track everything. I've had no PMS symptoms apart from like the mood and the emotional side of the symptoms. But again, it's not really massively affecting my life or like relationships or anything like that. And if you guys have any questions, or girls have any questions about obviously coming off birth control, then do let me know, drop me a message. Yeah, so funny story, I was due on yesterday, and so far my app has been absolutely spot on with when I'm due on. But this time around it said I was due on yesterday and I haven't yet got it even today. Fingers crossed I get it today. Meal 2, luckily I have already pre-cooked my sausages, so even on this lockdown I still am very consistent in meal prepping my meals. So my next meal is chicken hex sausages. This is my favourite flavour. It's a chicken Italia. Really, it's just a bit more flavour. You get 10 in a pack. So I'm going to have 4 of these. I'm going to have it with rice. Show you. So I have the gluten-free lemon and herb. My favourite one is the lemon and thyme Uncle Ben's, but for some reason they don't have that in store anymore, which is quite sad. Usually I have the whole pack of rice with this meal, just because I like to get my carbs in nice and easy. Can't be asked to faff about doing half and half. But there is actually something I read in my nutrition course the other day, that it's very important that you spread your carb sources throughout the day. I'm gonna have an avocado with it as well. I want to use this part of the video to talk a little bit about my binge eating habit. It's all about kind of overcoming my binge eating habit. So yeah, a few years ago I did put a YouTube video up and it was explaining my unhealthy relationship with food at the time and just my out of control eating habits. So secret eating was quite a big thing. I would bring food in, not obviously like let my family know. I'd go up to my room, I'd eat it. When I say eat the food, I ate massive amount of food. Now for me, I would never like make myself sick. I would just eat it and then feel guilty. A couple of days ago, I found myself kind of getting back into my old ways, and it was just that moment of, oh my God, it switched for me. So now a few years ago, that switch in my brain wouldn't have happened, but luckily, the fact that I've had coaches, and I do believe that having a coach has been quite a big part of changing my relationship with food, definitely. And obviously becoming more involved in fitness and nutrition and learning about food myself and just general experience. So I found myself a couple of days ago having a few treats. There's nothing wrong with having your treats and having food that is not specifically on my meal plan at the minute. But when it got to the point where I had a really shit day with food, and even I say that, and I didn't even have masses off my plan. I just had like a bag of onion rings, like the Tesco big bag. Had a bag of them over the course of the day, not in like one go. Although that's another thing, I do struggle to like stop eating food. I really struggle. If it's like the binge food, I just keep eating and I could literally polish off masses of food in one go if I want that specific food. Yeah, I had that, and then I had, what else did I have? I think I had a Nando's, which in fairness isn't even that unhealthy, but it was the point where after I finished eating the whole day of food, got to about 7 o'clock in the evening, and I thought, I'm going to have to work all of this shit food off now. And that was it. That was it for me. That was when I thought, oh my God, this is exactly what I used to be like a few years ago. This isn't healthy. This isn't okay. So instead of actually doing the workout, I got everything ready to work out. Instead of actually doing my workout, I said to myself, no, this is not what you're going to do. You're not going to go back into your old ways. I just had an evening of self-care. I didn't loathe myself as I would have done a few years ago, but I just thought, have a bath, put some salts in the bath, have a relaxing evening. At this point it was 8 o'clock anyway, so I would have been going to sleep soon. And yeah, I just thought, yes, I feel shit. I'll have a better day tomorrow. It was also a day where I didn't do anything. Now, it could be because I am due on this week and a little bit of my mental health is deteriorating in that sense, and I am craving the foods that I shouldn't really be having on my plan. But it was just a point of, look, tomorrow's a new day. Let's have a productive day tomorrow. Let's feel better about myself. Let's maybe go on a walk, which I didn't actually do. But it's just little things like that. Is in that moment you do feel like, what am I going to do to get out of this? Also talk to people. Luckily I had my boyfriend to talk to, and I said, look, I feel really shit today. And have your friends to talk to, have your family if you can talk to your family as well. That's what they're there for. I think a lot of the time it is just that self-shaming side of things, and it is trying to rewire your brain as such. So that's why I always say reach out to a professional, a fitness professional, nutrition coach, whatever, to get yourself back on track. Now obviously that does come at a price as well, and if you are able to do that, then fine. But even if not, there's meditations that you can do on Headspace and even YouTube itself. If you just search, there are things that can help coach and rewire your brain to think that that's not, it's not a healthy way of thinking. And luckily for me, I am and have been able to get over that. But for some people, they don't, and they do obviously deteriorate a lot further and a lot quicker. So that's kind of what I wanted to say. I am absolutely freezing. So I want to talk a bit about snacks. Firstly, what my snacks are in the day. And secondly, while I'm talking about my snacks, about tracking macros. So these I got yesterday. So part of my plan is to have snacks, which are rice cakes, the Snacker Jacks, the big salt and vinegar ones, which I have actually, but I won't be eating them yet, and cashews. Now these ones are honey roasted. I'm not meant to have honey roasted, but I actually don't usually eat nuts as snacks on my day-to-day plan, so I thought, treat myself. And then I also have Square bar. Now with the Squares bar, I'm meant to have this on leg days only, because leg days require more release of energy, and then I have to replenish my glycogen stores. So because this is obviously fairly high in sugar, I'm allowed one of these after my leg workout. But today isn't a training day specifically. We did legs last night, and I'm gonna have a Square bar today. So one Square bar, and then we'll have some cashews. So when it comes to tracking macros, do I track macros? The answer to that is no, not anymore. And even my coach that I'm with now, he's never really been one for tracking. And he said to me, don't rely on tracking. There's quite a few people that are very strict with tracking their macros, and there's pros and cons. It's not bad to track macros, it's not bad to not track macros. It all depends on where you are as well in your goal and what is it you are looking to achieve. It's very important to know how much protein, carb and fat sources you do need, and with that, tracking your macros is a good idea, because then you can scan your food in the apps, you can see how many calories you want, you can see how many calories you need to have or to decrease. And it's good in that sense. But the more you do track your macros, you do tend to learn a lot about foods in general. But if you're not used to tracking macros and you don't really know what's in what's good for, not good for you, but what's going to work for you with your goal, what's not going to work for you with your goal. So people can get stuck in a bit of a rut with becoming obsessed over tracking their macros. And there was a time that I used to be like that, especially back in my binge eating ways and trying to come out of the binge eating ways. I'd track it and be like, well, what do I need? What do I not need to have? But yeah, for sure, I won't get too caught up about tracking your macros. Just focus on getting your carb, your fat, your protein source in. Depending on what your goal is, you can literally do the macro calculators online. They'll help you as well. So I always go by what I look like in the mirror and how I feel like inside. That's what I do. Third meal. Tuna sweet potato, probably one of my favourites just because it's easy to eat. Usually I would have some sweet potato with my bacon this morning, but I keep forgetting I have bread with my bacon, which I don't usually have. But I just thought I'd switch it up a little bit today. And I'm also about to go for a walk in about 45 minutes, so it's not too bad. Get some extra carbs in there anyway. Go for a walk and then we'll be fine. We just went for a walk. It wasn't the best walk. It was just really cold and my hands were freezing, and then it started raining, but I got about 3,000 steps done, so it wasn't too bad. And now I've got my 4th meal, so it's about 5 o'clock, so it's not actually too bad for me today. I'm gonna have eggs. Yes, gonna have eggs. So I have 2 eggs and 3 egg whites, so it's about 90 grams of egg whites, bit of ketchup over the top, and that's pretty much it. Nice and simple. Final bit of my video. So my final meal of the day is oats, which is actually not too bad. Sorry, I didn't show me making it, but I was just in the zone. I have 70 grams of oats. Protein powder is the only protein powder I have throughout the day, so I always try, and with my clients I feel so excited saying that word. I always try and get protein sources in food if I can, because I think that's why my skin used to break out a little bit. It's probably because of the whey. I don't have isolate whey, I have just normal whey protein powder from my protein. So I have 50 grams, so like a scoop and a half, because they're 30-gram scoops. Scoop and a half of protein powder, then I'll top it up with water, mix it all together, put a teaspoon of peanut butter in, and frozen fruit, just for a bit of sweetness. Sometimes I do actually put Biscoff in, but just for today I put peanut butter in and fruit. So the peanut butter has like all your healthy fats, your protein as well, and then obviously you'll have a protein powder. So yeah, so that is my final meal. As an update, I still have not come on today, so let's hope I come on this week, because maybe it's because I'm a bit stressed. I've got a lot going on, who knows. But yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed my video. Please subscribe, please like the video, and I am really excited for the next one, because I've already started filming my next video tonight. So mega excited. It's for my girls out there. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!